this. Can you even see that? Yeah. Those are the old flowers. And then the new, they're actually not flowers. I was just reading yesterday that it's actually the leaves that grow this different color. So this is one. And then here's my other one. Thank you to my friends, Edvis and Jesus, who planted these for me. Look at this one. This guy climbing up. So I think what I've learned, oh my gosh, I gotta get out of the sun. Let's go back inside. What I've learned is that I have to just water them a lot. I put a soaker hose on them, and the more water they get, the happier they are. So now inside here, you can see that one from inside the house. And then, all right, so I need to do a number of things. I need to get some white shoe polish so that I can fix up these shoes and try to sell them online, right? How much do you think I can get for those? I don't know. I need to just try to sell these. And I have another couple pairs of shoes that I'm trying to sell. Here, let me turn this light on. I'm trying to sell these as well. So I've never worn them. I bought an impulse purchase. I bought them used, and then these two. The thing is, on Facebook Marketplace, I can't get in there on my laptop because my laptop no longer has a connection. And so I have to try to do it on my iPad, and it just gets out of the screen. I can't, for whatever reason, I can't get to the next button. So I can't actually list things on Facebook Marketplace. It's so frustrating. So anyway, that stuff is little compared to, I would love to get that stuff sold, but really my big stuff is, all right, well, first of all, let's appreciate how beautiful this floor is, okay? I just love this pattern on the floor. It's basically a modified herringbone. This I don't love so much. Oh. I need to get that fixed, I would say. All right. So, and then this whole room just needs to get fixed, but especially that. In this bathroom, the toilet is great. Obviously, the toilet works, right? The sink, as you see, is not hooked up. I have to put baseboard on floor here still. Now, what else do I have to do in this bathroom? Everything. I have to trim out this door. I don't know how to do that. Clearly, I have to finish the shower, but I think I'm going to take this bench out and let the curb go all the way to the wall. So that's what's slowing me down on that. I don't know if I'll ever make that happen. Oh, while I'm here, I should show you this floor. Look at this floor. It's a little thresholdy kind of floor. I like that piece right there. And then, oh, another thing I could do, speaking of that tile, I bought on Facebook Marketplace this table over here in the corner, and I just slapped, this is just resting on top of it. So not the safest approach, but I think I'm going to just take this off, score the top of the table, score it, rough it up, and then put maybe some kind of glue. What's that stuff called that comes in a tube? Anyway, I need to work on that as well. Oh, one other thing I need to do in this house, I'm thinking I should replace this board. It's loose anyway. Look at it's pulling off. Here, we're just gonna pull it off. There. All right. So I guess we're doing this. I didn't intend that, I don't think. Let me see. We can put this in the garage. And this, we can open up the saw later. I'll fix it with the saw. Well, I have another piece that I can replace it. So, I mean, these little things I'm kind of distracting myself with because the fact is I have been applying for jobs and have realized something about what happens these days with the job market. It used to be back in the old days that if people were advertising that they were had jobs, they actually had jobs. I get the impression now that they advertise just to have, let me see, is that the right color tone I want? Just to have a ready-made candidates to go. So that's what I'm thinking happens, and I'm very discouraged. Actually, I'm starting to panic a little bit, and I'm thinking, well, I'm just gonna have to not rely on anybody coming to save me, right? Because they're probably not coming. And so then the question is, well, what if I don't get a job? And maybe what I should do, since I have this compound miter saw that I just showed you, maybe I should advertise for some carpentry services. I mean, after all, I did my own baseboards. I did the framing around that window. Now, granted, I have to cut that one again, but I have the compound miter saw. I purchased it. I have a battery-powered nail gun. So I'm thinking maybe I could offer my service. Oh, I should read. Those shoes are really cute on. I'm not even wearing the shoes. Oh, hi, Hunter. No, America. I don't know what this is. Nancy. Hi, Nancy. Hi, no, speaks English, sorry. Oh, quelle langue parlez-vous? Hablas español? So I'd be happy to try to speak something else. Anyway, what do I want to tell you? Oh, I was talking about how I'm getting worried. What if I don't get hired? And so I don't, the other day I was talking to Gemini AI. American, sorry. I'm sorry that I'm ugly. I think that's what you're saying. So I was chatting with Gemini AI, and I asked it to help me hash out a business idea. And it was so good at it. It gave me an action plan. I was just rereading the notes. It gave me, it said, start a simple landing page just so you have a presence on the web. And then it said, try to become part of that pilot program that would work. And, love you too, how sweet, Nancy. And what else did it tell me to do? Start to look for a co-founder. So I did actually the same day send an email to, I sent a text message to a friend I know in venture capital. And then I sent an email to a really smart guy I know who works for Google, I think, or last I knew he worked for Google. I'm not sure if he still does, but he replied to me saying he'd take a look at it when he had more time. So I'm excited about that. But then, there's no clear way, there's nobody sitting there waiting to write me a check. There is no funding. To get funding for a startup company, you either have to put up your own money or, fund yourself, which basically is what I'm going to have to do. So I should have thought of this when I still had savings. So I'm a little bit anxious right now and feel stuck, like, is this even really realistic to try to start this venture? How could I get funding? Could I get a small grant? Maybe that's what I'll try next. Maybe I'll try to get a small grant that would allow me to do this kind of a trial thing. And I need to get in touch with more people and do more research. So there's always progress to be made on that front. And, all right. So I got a text message yesterday from a client that I had in my old job, the one I got fired from. And she said, I want to do some more stuff. Can you come for an appointment, right? More new business. So I horas urote. Do a half turn. I don't know. Is that Portuguese you're speaking? And anyway, so it made me think of my old company. I thought, oh, that was not good to leave that. That would have been just money in my pocket, right? That was a client reaching out for more business. And then I started thinking about, you know, the whole deal of what happened there and why I ended up leaving, because I was on the way out a long time before those last days. And, oops, we reached the end. And so, oops, let me tighten this up a little bit. And I started thinking, all right, this is what the sales manager did to her sales team. She announced a price change, okay? It happens. So prices were changing. She put out a new price list. Now you're at a client's house and the clients are never allowed to see the prices, right? We can't get into that. So she took a file, a digital file. She printed out the 26 pages, front and back pages, and then she handed it to 15 of her designers. So on paper. Now, first question somebody asked was, did you put it on the drive? Is it uploaded on the drive, right? As a PDF file. Because if it's uploaded on the drive as a PDF file, we can search it. We can search every last thing we need and find the new price really quickly and on our screen in a way that's appropriate to work in the job. And no, she had not loaded it up to the drive. It was effective immediately. So what were we supposed to do? Flip through the pages of this document? And this is a person who's younger than I am, right? She must be 30s, young 30s. I'm like, why did you not just upload it to the Google Drive? Or even better, input these new numbers onto the spreadsheet that we use and put that on the Google Drive. Then we just go about our normal, we don't get disrupted at all in our workflow. Does that make sense what I'm saying? How backwards it was that in the year of our Lord 2025, you would hand people a 26-page thick document instead of putting it on the Google Drive. I don't get it. So anyway, it reminded me that I'm glad I don't work in that environment anymore. It just doesn't make sense. It just makes sense. I can't do it. Anyway, so that's about all I have for you. So, and you're speaking to me, I think, in Portuguese. So I am going to say thank you for joining me in this, who knows what this was. And I'll see you next time.